7 a.m. this morning, it had a rally, with the highest increase reaching 20%. And this is the feedback from our group members at noon today. Good evening, traders. It's 9:48 p.m. on June 7th. This video mainly has 2 points. The first point is that yesterday we screened a batch of new coins with relatively sufficient liquidity in the group and analyzed these new coins. We'll compare the charts analyzed yesterday with their current subsequent trends. The second point is an analysis of the current market trends of the 3 major coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. First, let's take a look at the chart we analyzed yesterday, June 6th. It was 10:45 p.m. yesterday. For the first coin, SERP, its liquidity yesterday was 60 million, barely meeting the participation criteria. Its trend at that time was very clear. It formed a bottom structure and then rose relatively rapidly. So we had high hopes for it. Now let's look at today's trend. When analyzing the chart, we expected the price to drop at this position, then show an obvious sign of stopping the decline and give a long buying signal, so we could enter the market to establish long positions. We can see that it rebounded once here, but then broke below this level and quickly recovered. Since it was around 2 a.m. in our time zone, the possibility of participation was low. Instead, it was more likely to participate around 6 a.m. here. From the reference point we set, it has increased by 8% currently. Relatively speaking, it's not as strong as we thought. This is the first coin. The second coin has the highest liquidity, reaching 1 billion. It was also newly launched yesterday, but of course its price was here at that time. We also switched to the 5-minute chart. Its price should have been here at that time. Our expectation was that if it broke through the MBS position here, we could enter a long position above. This is a right-hand side trade. Friends who know me should know that most of my trading styles are right-hand side trades. From here, we can see that the bullish candlesticks tried to push the price up, but were quickly pushed down by the bears and subsequent continuous selling. This shows that it's not as strong as we expected. Later, it didn't meet our conditions, and it dropped a lot later, by 26% from here. If you had sold at that time, you would have made a lot of profit. The third coin, Bob, is the only one we participated in. According to the analysis at that time, Bob was in a state where the volatility was gradually decreasing, similar to a flag-like shape. In such a situation, there usually is a relatively large market movement. Based on my experience, in the face of such a market, it will either break through this line here to obtain liquidity, make a false breakthrough, and then rise upward, or because its low point is constantly rising and it is in an uptrend, it may break through the resistance level above here and then rise upward. These were the 2 expectations we had at that time. Let's look at the subsequent market. After it slightly broke downward, it broke through the resistance position we set. This was the first breakthrough. Then it consolidated here but didn't drop. Subsequently, around 7 a.m. this morning, it had a rally, with the highest increase reaching 20%. We sent these coins in the group, and only these 2 coins met the conditions. However, due to time issues, we basically didn't participate. But here we can see that this was sent to the group when we analyzed yesterday. And this is the feedback from our group members at noon today. Okay, let's go back to the knowledge base. This is the last new coin hype. Our idea at that time was that if it could hold at the BS position here, we would enter a long position here. What about later? Later, it strongly broke below this level, not meeting the conditions we mentioned. So, we didn't participate in trading this variety. This is the content of the first part of the video. In the second part, we'll analyze the current Bitcoin and Ethereum combined with the video we sent yesterday. First, we switched to a larger time frame. Our expectation yesterday was that if it continued the previous downward trend, the next position was likely to reach the support level of around 98,000. But on June 6th, this candlestick almost engulfed the previous one, which means the bulls had a very strong force. It shows that when it dropped to this point, The market consensus on Bitcoin was that the decline had ended and it wouldn't continue to drop. Therefore, we should change our thinking in a timely manner and not continue to follow our previous expectations. Because trading is objective, we must follow the market and not be subjective. We should do as the market does. This is what a qualified trader should do. We switch back to the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. We can see that after the decline, it strongly regained the pop position we mentioned within one day yesterday. Based on what we said in previous videos, if it is above the POC, we have a bullish view. If it is below the POC, we have a bearish view. So, if it's bullish, our short-term target can be set at the measure move position of the first upward trend. These strong bullish candlesticks that regain the position represent the current market sentiment, which is bullish. That is, the market is more inclined to buy Bitcoin here rather than sell it. Similarly, these candlesticks indicate that the current market sentiment has eased. So, it's wrong to continue holding the previous bearish view. When it successfully breaks through the pop position, then pulls back here, and if it doesn't break below C and continues to rise, we should change our short-term thinking to a bullish one. This is what a qualified trader should do. Similarly, let's look at Ethereum. Relatively speaking, its performance is not as strong as Bitcoin, but it also regained a very important support level. This morning, this support level was tested and the test was successful, so the support level is valid. So, before this support level is broken again, we can still go long on dips above it. For Solana, its previous trend was still in a state of having lower lows and lower highs, and this has not been broken yet. I marked a very important support, resistance conversion position here, around the MBS position. We can see that it encountered resistance here. When we switch back to the 1-hour chart, we can see that if it continues to drop here, it will form a double top structure here. But considering the overall environment of Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think it's likely. Because if it really wanted to drop, it should have followed a trend like before, but it consolidated here instead, which shows that the bears in the current market don't have much power. Of course, as we said, this is a very important position. If it firmly stands above the MBS position, for example, if the bulls push the price firmly above this position, we can safely enter a long position here, which means the sentiment and market consensus have indeed shifted to the bulls. This is a short-term analysis of these three coins. Similarly, given that the current market is relatively good, I will start my challenge of turning $500 into 10 times in a month. This time, the account has $500. Since it's a small amount of capital, I need to use leverage and high volatility to achieve my goal. I will record every trade clearly and post it in our group chat at the same time. The group chat may be switched to another software later. It's not certain yet. I'm communicating with the members of our community to see which one is more convenient. Currently, the plan is to use the Telegram group chat. If there are any changes later, I will inform everyone on my social media accounts. Welcome everyone to continue following me and my challenge. If you have any trading questions or if I can help you, you can leave a message in the comment section. I'll be happy to communicate with you. Please pay more attention. Thank you.